I like the fact that you can see this from the side and not just the front. I mean, that to me is pretty cool. What is going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be reviewing these, the Kuryakyn tracer headlight vent accents for the newer model Road Glides. I'm pretty sure this will fit all your new Rushmore and after Road Glides. So I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step on how to install these and see what they look like. Sorry, I have not been posting any videos here lately. It has been crazy. My garage is a mess. Work has been crazy the last couple months. We've had some family stuff come up that we had to go out of town for. And then my wife has been crazy busy, always leaving town for different stuff and everything. And I had a schedule change, so yeah, it's been nuts. But anyway, so let's go ahead and start taking the fairing off, and I'll show you how to do that. So the first thing you want to do to take off your newer model fairings is take out these windshield screws, these 4 right here. Now, a lot of people ask me what this guy is. This is the Rick Rack GoPro mount for Road Glides and Street Glides. I think this one specifically says Road Glide. I'm sure it works for both. But it takes the place of one of these screws, as you can see here. And all it does is it comes with a new screw that sticks out, and then you screw this on it, and it has a little rubber washer under here. Don't let those freak you out. All I gotta do is unscrew this. So let me undo those 4 screws and take that windshield off. Okay, so we undid those 4 screws. We set our windshield to the side. Now we're gonna reach up underneath here. And we're just gonna gently pull up on this side and gently pull up on this side. And you're going to see that these little white push tabs here, they go right there into those slots, right there and right there. And that's what holds this piece on. So we can set this to the side now. All right, here's a little trick some people don't know. A lot of times they'll stick like a hook or a pick into these grills to try to get them off. When you have this part off, you can actually just reach in here like this and push with your hands without dropping them like that, and these grills come off. These are the Rockford grills because I have a Rockford kit in my stuff here. All right, now this is the only thing different on my bike that will be different on your bike, is that I switched 2 screws. I switched this screw here that's holding the fairing to this bracket with this screw here behind the blinker. And the only reason I did that is because this one here, when it's on your blinker, is silver, and I wanted the black one down there. That's the only 2 screws that I've switched. Anyways, so this screw here that's holding your blinker on, that is a 3/16 Allen. Take that off. And the screw that will be in your speaker area is a T30. And then the only other screw you need to take off on each side will be this bottom one here. This one here can stay, but this bottom one here, which is a Torx, it's going to take a T25. So I'm going to take those 3 screws off on each side, and I'll show you how to take the fairing off. All right, so I've taken off those 3 screws on each side that I showed you, which was this screw here, the bottom screw here. Like I said, this one can stay, and then your turn signal thing there. Some people leave one of these in here finger tight so that this doesn't fall off, but you need to make sure you take off your turn signals here. And the way you do that is you just squeeze this little tab here and pull. Then you come over here, squeeze that little tab and pull. Okay, now my fairing's ready to come off. And remember, I got this stud here. That's the only thing different on mine and yours. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Probably not. I needed 2 hands, but it comes right off like that. And you can set this over to the side. Let me make sure I'm not sitting on that metal piece there. There we go. And there we go. And these lights should go in right here. So let's open up this box and see what they look like. All right, let's see what these lights look like now. We've got some zip ties and some zip tie holders, and it looks like we got a blinker splicer right there. And then we got some instructions that, of course, we're not going to read. And then here's the other light. And let's see if there's anything else. Nope. That's it for that box. Let's see if I can open up one of these without throwing it in the floor. Oh, look at that. That looks sweet. All right, I see some screw holes right there and right there. I'm assuming there's some screws that come with it. I vaguely remember something about the instructions saying some drilling required. Let me see here. And of course, this is where, okay, so they're going to take the place of this too. Gotcha. All right, so maybe we will bust out the instructions. All right, I guess it's a good thing that I did read the instructions, because I obviously had no idea what I was doing. Anyways, before you take this fairing totally off, you actually have to leave it on. You're gonna take some measurements. You're gonna take your accent light here that you have. I have the left one that corresponds with the left side hole, or technically I have the brake side accent light that corresponds with the brake side accent hole, however you want to call it. They recommend putting some painter's tape over it like that. Now you're going to take this and you're going to line it up the best you can. Oh crap, sorry guys, my ribs really hurt. I had a mountain bike accident and leaning over sucks. You're going to line this up the best you can, just like that. So you see it's going to cover all these gaps, and of course this wire is not going to be in there. So, this really hurts my ribs. So I'm going to try to move this wire out of the way to the best of my ability. And then they tell you take a pencil and to mark that tape on there. So make sure you get these holes, these round holes right there. Focus. Make sure you get those round holes and not the accent holes, these little honeycomb looking things. They're not, let's see, what are these? Hexagons, maybe? I don't know. So make sure you get those round holes, not the accent holes, okay? I'm gonna try my best to mark these now. Okay, so while the fairing was on, we taped up this, we measured the holes on the tape, and then it tells you in not so many steps to take off the fairing, which we done and set it to the side. Now we're gonna plug in your turn signal splicers. Already plugged in this side. All you're gonna do is you're gonna take this end right here. You're gonna go to your turn signal cable that we unplugged earlier. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Like that. There we go. And then your fairing turn signals are going to plug it in there. And I'm assuming that the accent lights, yeah, that white piece there, it's going to plug into the white piece there. So let's see what the next steps are. Also, guys, let me clarify and say you should read the instructions if you're one of those people who has to do things by the book. I kind of just wing most things, okay? However, in the instructions, it did say to come over here to your side cover and unplug the main fuse, okay? And the way you do that is by taking off the saddlebag, pulling off the thing, there's a big red fuse, and you unplug that. I did not choose to do that, okay? So it says plug in your accent lights, make sure they work. So I got my keys over there. We're going to turn the bike on. Boom, they turn on. Look at that, they're all nice and bright. We're going to try a turn signal. There you go. Turn signal on this one. There you go. They work. Excellent. I'm going to turn the bike back off and we're going to go ahead with drilling, I'm guessing. Okay, so the drilling part now, it tells you to use a smaller drill bit and drill through the holes that you marked. Make sure it lines up, and then to increase the size to the 5/16 drill bit. And the reason why is because we have to get these little rubber grommet nuts through there. In my experience, trying to drill one hole and then drill another one perfectly center has not worked out well for me. Not saying it can't be done, you may be better than I am. I'm going to take the accent light as soon as I find out where I laid it, right here. I'm just gonna make sure real quick that my little holes line up semi-okay. Let's see here. There's one. And there's the other. Yep. That looks like about where I wanted it. I am just gonna send this through with the 5/16. And as you can see, I outline my holes nice and dark so that I know where the center is. I didn't just put one little small mark. I made them nice, good little dots. So I'm gonna put the center of my drill bit there, and I'm just gonna send it. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, so another thing. I talk about doing a lot of stuff either fast or not reading the instructions. I'm halfway joking most of the time. But also, you need to be aware of what you're drilling into. I haven't drilled anything yet, but behind here, you know, you have your headlight housing here. You're not going to drill all the way through it. You're just drilling through this piece here. So I'm not going all the way into this headlight. So don't like legit just send this drill bit all the way into your headlight and then blame me. I'm not doing that. All you're doing is just drilling through this little piece of plastic right here, okay? Okay, so I drilled through the holes. Guys, it does not take much to drill through this very soft plastic here. I did not have the drill at full speed. I barely had it turning at all. So I'm going to finish drilling the 2 other holes, but essentially you're going to wind up putting those little guys like that in all the holes, and that's what's going to hold your headlight in, your accent lights, I mean. So let me finish drilling and show you the next step. All right, guys, so I got all my holes drilled, and I got the little rubber grommets that they provided inside it. Now we're going to screw our accent light using these screws. The Allen wrench size you're going to need is a 5/64, and I'm going to use some of this blue removable Loctite. And the reason why is because if you look on the back of these just crush when you tighten them down, and that's what is supposed to keep them from falling out. I've almost lost one speaker cover on my tour pack because these right here, you know, that's the only thing holding them is like the little rubber part crushing, and I've had to screw back out and I've almost lost a cover. So I'm just going to use some of this little temporary blue Loctite to help keep the screws in place. All right, so I got the left side on here, and as you can see back here, right there, you can see that little rubber grommet is crushed a little bit. And of course, this is what they look like on this side, not being crushed. That's the only thing holding it in. So that's why I put a little Loctite on them. But so far, let me get focused here. Come on, focus, focus, there we go. Looking pretty snazzy. All right, guys, so I got all 4 screws in, and then all you need to do is just plug your cable up there to that white plug-in where we tested them earlier, and now we can put the fairing back on. All right, guys, that took a little bit longer than I expected to put back together, and that's what happens when you try not to cross thread some screws. Anyways, there's what they look like off. I also decided to polish up the bike a little bit, the front anyways. Let's go ahead and try to turn on the bike, make sure they work. Ho, 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 look at that. Look pretty sharp. Let me hit the hazards. There we go. There's that. Let me hit a turn signal. Look pretty good. All right, so let me say this. Putting the fairing back on was extremely tight. Like, a lot tighter than I expected. It's easy, I mean, it's manageable, but anyways, what I was saying is the fairing fits extremely tight. The installation is easy, it's manageable. If you're kind of person who's just naturally nervous about drilling into stuff, I mean, don't be. Like I said, those little plastic pieces that I drilled into, those are easily replaced. I have no idea how much they cost. I'm sure they're not too terribly expensive if you ruin them. If you do decide to take these off, you are going to have 4 holes in those pieces, just to let you know. But like I said, I'm sure it's not too bad. Putting the fairing back on, like I said, was tight. That's what took most of my time, was trying to fit it back over those and then trying to get all the screws. I had more trouble this time trying to get the screws straight and not cross-threaded. That's what it took me forever. But anyways, there it is. Tell me what you guys think. I got these off Amazon. They weren't too terribly expensive. They were like 170-ish. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll be back making some more of my videos and how to ride and things like that. So thanks for watching, guys. I like the fact that you can see this from the side and not just the front. I mean, that to me is pretty cool.